So to the 17 participants we have already registered, welcome. And thank you for attending our virtual health, the LRH virtual health and wellness event. Tonight we have 47 people registered, and what usually happens is they come on, within a few minutes after you start. I'd first like to introduce Amy Austin, who I hope you can all see. Amy is our COVID communication specialist, yes. However, she is also a graphic artist, designer, and webmaster. LRH recently launched its new website that we had been working on for a few years, but Amy has come in and just brought it to a whole new level. So thank you very much, Amy. I'd like to introduce Carrie Myers, who is going to give us a fabulous presentation tonight on gentle movement. Carrie is an exercise physiologist. She's a certified life and health coach, and she's also studying for her master's in health psychology. Carrie has done a number of classes for the hospital for many years, probably close to 20 years, since she was a baby. And she presented at the Women's Health Conference, came to the hospital. I mean, just has really been a very valued member of the hospital staff. So on that note, one thing that I want to let all of you know is that when Carrie is done, at the bottom of your screen, you should see an option for Q&A or chat. You can go ahead and post your questions, and we'll turn those over to Carrie at the end of her session. And I would ask that you hold until the end. And then tonight's entire presentation is being recorded. It will be available on the LRH website, and it will also be available on YouTube. Everyone who attends or registered for tonight's class, Amy will be sending them a link to the videos. Lastly, I want to mention, and this is very important, that our LRH Auxiliary has sponsored all of our health and wellness virtual events. As you all know, when COVID hit, all of the events that we usually host at the hospital or off-site just came to a screeching halt. And life as we know it has kind of changed. And these quarterly health and wellness series have become very popular. I would invite each of you, if you have a topic that you're interested in, please, by all means, you can email me and let me know. We will do our best to get whatever topic you're interested in. So on that note, again, welcome and thank you for attending. And I'm going to turn it over to Carrie.
Thank you, Gail. I'm happy to be here tonight. And before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Dust Off Yoga and Jennifer Green for letting me use and borrow her beautiful space here in the Tannery Marketplace tonight. I also want to remind you that if you're going to do the exercises with me tonight, to just keep in mind, one, start where you're at. So know your limits, okay? This should not be painful. If you hate exercise, it might be painful, but it shouldn't be painful at all. Work within your limits, but also don't be afraid to maybe stretch those limits a little bit, okay? Especially if you are using the recording after this and doing it. While it is called gentle flow, where it is the first time you're doing this routine, it may not feel so gentle or flowy, okay? Because I'm going to be instructing, and you're going to be figuring out the movements and the modifications. And there's always a learning curve when you're first learning any new movements at all. So again, wherever you're at is A-okay, and that's great. And I thank you all for being here tonight. And we're going to get started. So if you don't already have a chair handy, go ahead and grab a chair. And I'll be turning my chair. Can you see my whole body? Good. I don't have my glasses on. So. Okay. Let's just start with a deep breath. And release. Just get centered. We're going to warm up with some squats. Okay. So get your feet, and you can go barefoot or you can have shoes, whatever one you want. Okay. So feet about shoulder or hip width apart. When you squat, make sure you press your butt back. So press it back. Now watch my knees if I come forward. Okay. See what my knees are doing? That puts a lot of stress and strain on your knees. A lot of people say that squatting hurts, probably because you're not doing it correctly. So press back through your butt. If you need to use your chair for balance, go ahead and use it. If you don't, you can raise the arms. So keep checking your posture. Nice long spine. Press that butt back. I know we ladies don't like to press our butts back and draw attention to that area, but, but no pun intended, it's necessary in this case. Okay, we're going to add a side leg lift. So we're going to squat, stand, lift the leg. We'll alternate sides. So squat, stand, lift the leg. Make sure when you bring your leg back in that you are still keeping that space between your feet. And lift. And lift. We're going to add a rear leg lift to the side and then back. So squat, stand, side, and back. If the rear leg lift hurts your back, you can lean forward with it. So lean forward. That'll take some of the strain off the back if that bothers your back. So out, lift, squat, stand, out, lift. Make sure you're breathing. Whoops, even instructors make mistakes. Squat, stand, out, and back. One more each side. Out and back. Out and back. We're going to keep squatting and then come up onto the toes. So squat and toes. Start lifting the arms a little higher. Toes. Check your posture. Make sure you're still pressing back through the butt. Awesome. On this one, we're going to hold it down. This is our first yoga pose. It's a chair pose. Your legs might be a little shaky. Take breaks if you need to. Make sure you're breathing. Pull your belly button in toward your spine. Awesome. Stand up. Woo. Good job. Okay. So chair, back of the chair to one side of you if you need it. So it's there for your support and your balance. I want you to lift one knee up, bring the other leg back. So lift it up, other leg back. Okay. When you come forward, start bringing an arm forward. If you can bring both arms forward. Remember, you always have that chair there for support and balance if you need it. On this next one, we're going to hold a warrior 3. So again, if you need your chair, hold your chair. With this, it helps to focus on something up in front of you. Breathe. We're going to step it back into a lunge. Okay, so you need the chair. Go ahead and grab the chair if it's more comfortable here. okay? Whatever works for you. Hands can be here, 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 here. Okay, so whatever works for you. Make sure you're breathing. Then bring the hands together and bring them down in prayer position. Pray you don't fall over. Okay, you ready? We're gonna do a little twisty here. So I want you to bring the hand here and one arm up. If you need to hold the chair, go ahead. If you need a little bit more, you can lean more into it. Okay, again, you have the chair here if you need it. Breathe. Awesome. We're going to bring it up and we're going to bring it into tree pose. So same leg that you've had in the front. Okay, so your supporting leg, tree trunk. With that foot, sort of ground down into the floor, down into the root into it. Okay, try not to lock this knee out. Okay, so locking it out, you're not going to have as much balance and stability. So keep that knee soft. 3 choices for your other foot. You leave it here at the ankle, so you've got that extra support with that foot. At the calf, or bring it right up to the inner thigh. Obviously, that one is more difficult. Try to open this leg up. Okay, so hands again, wherever is comfortable for you. You can have them in front, out here. Up is the most difficult. If you need your chair, use your chair. Find something to focus on that's not moving. And breathe. Your hands together if you have them up and then down. Awesome. Nice job. Switch sides. Okay. So we're going other leg up and back. So we're going to repeat that whole sequence on the other side. Remember, you can bring one arm forward or both. Okay. Again, just work with whatever level you're at. I want you to have success with this. On the next one, we're going to hold it up. So ideally, you're a straight line from your hands to your foot. Remember, you always have this chair here for the balance. You need it. Breathe. Try to bring your belly button to your spine. We're going to step it back into that lunge again. Okay, so again, hands wherever is comfortable for you. Hold the chair if you need to. Breathe. Smile. It's always more fun if you're smiling. And then bring the hands together and down in prayer position. We're going to do that little twisty move again. So here or here, bring the arm up. Awesome. Bring it back to center and then forward. We're going to bring it back into that tree pose. So now we're using the other leg. So find your focus. Okay. Remember, you're grounding or rooting through that foot. So think about spreading your weight across the whole foot. Okay. This knee is soft. Other foot is either at the ankle, calf, or inner thigh. You can hold your chair if you need to. Hands here or here or here. Breathe. Let's bring the hands together and down. Awesome, good job. So you can see that we are working on a lot of different components of fitness, right? We're working on some strength. We're working on stability and balance. Might be working on endurance. We're working on breathing. and flexibility. Okay, so now turn your chair so that you're facing it. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this. So we're going to have your hands on the chair. Also be aware that the chair could slide out from underneath you. So try not to let that happen. Okay, if you need to, put your chair up against a wall. Okay, so in this position, shoulders are over the hands. Okay, so for some of you, this isn't going to feel good at all. Might be a little bit too much on your shoulders or maybe your elbows or wrists. In that case, put something soft in your chair and come down onto your elbows. Okay, see my shoulders are still over my elbows. Okay, and belly button to the spine. Now notice my head. So what we tend to do is this. Try to keep your head in line with the rest of your spine. The neck is part of the spine. Okay. So whether you're here or you're on your hands, push back, get a nice stretch, and then come forward. Okay. So on the forearms, it looks like this, and forward. Okay. And press it back, and forward. Shoulders over the elbows and the hands. Back. And forward. And back. And forward. So if you need it on your forearms, keep doing that. I'm going to show you some more on the hands. Press back. I love this stretch. It feels so good. Stretches a lot of different muscles. And forward, and back, and forward. Do a little posture check. Notice where your chin is at. Should it be at your chest? Forward. We're going to hold this one a little bit longer. Notice where your belly button is at. Try to pull it up toward your spine. Breathe. And press it back. Get a nice stretch here. Breathe. Awesome. Alrighty. I'm going to come a little closer to you. You got through the hardest part. Awesome. Okay. So go ahead and have a seat in your chair. If you've got some water, go ahead and grab that. Okay. Just sit nice and tall. And bring one hand to the upper back. Other hand here. Try to sit as tall as you can with this. So just relax your head and neck. Breathe. If any of this part, next part, if it's too much for you, you're like, no, 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 my shoulders like move that way, that's okay. Just sit tight and skip this one if it's not right for you. And open it up. We're going to go the other side. Other hand on the upper back. And again, try to sit as tall as you can and breathe. Let's open up the arms. Then show yourself a little self-love. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Great big bear hug and just breathe. Let's open it up and put the other arm on top this time. So switch arms. Deep breath and exhale. Breathe. Just relax it. Scooch forward in your chair some. I want you to reach behind so you can either, if your chair's got rungs on it, you can grab those. You can grab your hands together. Okay. Pull your shoulder blades together. So we're going to open up the chest, look up slightly, breathe into it. Awesome. And relax. We're going to stretch our legs. I'm going to push back a little bit again. Okay. So for this one, scooch forward in your chair a little bit again. Extend one leg out, toes up. Now, if you want a little bit more stretch with this, if your hamstrings are already pretty flexible, you can use, I'm using some blocks, and you can use those and place your heel on it. So try to have your toes up. Still can't see my foot, can you? It's there, I promise. Okay, so sit nice and tall with a forward stretch. So whether you're doing it this way, whether you're sitting on the floor and doing it, any of your forward stretches, you want to think like a dancer. Okay, so nice long spine, because what we tend to do is this: we round here, we crunch here, and we come forward. Instead of forward, we're going straight down, right? You're not really getting where you want to stretch it, and it's terrible posture. So think nice and tall, relax the shoulders down, keep them back. Don't bring the shoulders here, don't jut the chin forward. Keep all of those sort of neutral and in line, okay? Think of your hips as the hinge. So you're gonna hinge forward from the hips. I don't care if you can touch your foot with this, it doesn't matter, okay? We're stretching behind the back of the thigh, you're probably gonna feel it behind the knee too, okay? You ready? Sit nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and exhale, nice long spine. Breathe. So notice where your chin is. It shouldn't be down here on your chest. Awesome. Come on up. Let's do the other side. So other leg out. So heels on the floor. Toes are pointing up. Sit nice and tall. Deep breath. And exhale. Long spine. And breathe. Awesome. Let's bring it up. We're going to bring one leg up. So some of you putting your opposite foot on the thigh, is it going to be okay? Some of you, it's not going to be okay. It's not going to be comfortable. In that case, go ahead and place it in your chair. Okay, so either in your chair or on your other thigh. Okay, sit nice and tall and just gently sort of wiggle or think of it like a butterfly. And then relax through the hip, gently press it down and breathe. We're gonna bring this leg over. Again, if this is impossible for you or it's uncomfortable, then sit tight and skip this part. If your right leg is over your left, you're going to turn to your right. If it's the left leg over, then you're going to turn to your left. So whatever leg is over, turn to that direction. Try to look over that shoulder and breathe. Let's bring it back to center. So these rotational movements are really important, right? We often forget about them, but how often do we use it when we're driving, right? So it's really important to stay limber and get it back if you have lost it. Okay, so other leg, either in your chair here or on the opposite thigh. Sit nice and tall. And let's do that little butterfly. And then relax through the hip. Gently press it down. Just breathe into it. Awesome. Let's bring that leg over and then turn in that direction. Look over that shoulder if you can. Remember, try not to force it though. If you feel pain through the neck or in your spine, just ease off it some and breathe. Let's bring it back to center. Sit tall. Do a little bit of deep breathing before we start the next part. So when we take the deep breaths, breathe in through your nose. Let's place your hands on your belly. You want to fill your lungs up enough so that you actually feel your belly rise. Okay, so place your hands on your belly. Take that deep breath in, fill the lungs up. Let your belly rise out. Hold the breath. And then slowly exhale as you pull your belly button in toward your spine. You can exhale out your nose or your mouth, whatever one feels better to you. And then hold that position for just a few seconds. And then take another nice deep breath in. Let that belly rise out. Hold it. And slowly let it go. Hold. Let's do one more. Deep breath. Fill the lungs up. And hold it. Slowly exhale. So let's go back to breathing normal. Turn your head side to side. Again, you don't want to force the head. Just work within your own range of motion. Hold it over one shoulder. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you turn your head to the other side. And breathe. Bring the head to center. Keep your posture tall. Press the chin down. The movement's only through the head and neck, so you're not bringing the shoulders forward. And then gently look up, relax through your jaw. Again, don't force it. And down. Up, relax the jaw. Down. One more time, up. And down. And then gently rotate the head full circles. If this bothers your neck, then please don't do it. Again, we're not forcing it back there, nice and easy. Other direction. Bring the head up to center and press it over to one side. So just have both shoulders relaxed down. Feel a nice stretch from behind that ear, down the neck, into your shoulders. Relax your arm, so shoulders are relaxed down. Breathe. Keeping your head to the side, gently press the chin inward. So you're going to feel the stretch. It'll still be on that same side, but it'll probably move toward the back a little bit. Check your posture. Make sure you're still sitting tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you roll the head to the other side. When you get there, check your posture. So you still want to be sitting tall. Sometimes when we do that movement, we end up over here. Okay, so posture is still tall. If you need to start at the beginning again, tall posture, shoulders down, and press it over. Relax the arm. Make sure you're breathing. Keeping the head to the side, gently press the chin in some. Bring the head up to center, roll the shoulders. Rest the shoulders down. We're going to take a deep breath in, raise the arms up. Hold the breath at the top. Slowly let it go. Let's take a gratitude pause. So think of at least one thing you're thankful for right now. Let's just spend a little bit of time practicing that deep breathing. Then I'm also going to lead you through a little body scan exercise. Okay. So let's start with a deep breathing. I'm going to let you do it at your own pace. Okay. So just remember to take that deep breath in through the nose. Hold it for a couple seconds and slowly exhale it out. So at your own pace, remember to really fill the lungs up with that inhalation, allow your belly to rise out. And when you exhale, pull that belly button back in, pressing all that air out of your lungs. Make sure you're nice and comfortable in your seat. If you'd like to lie down at this point, you may. Just continue to take those nice deep breaths in and very slowly exhale it out. And on your next deep breath in, just envision your whole body filling up with that breath all the way to the top of your head. And as you slowly exhale and release the breath, release any stress and tension you're feeling around your eyes, cheeks, jaw. Feel all that stress and tension melt away down your neck. Into your shoulders. Feel it flow down both arms. Into your hands. And release it out your fingers. Continue to open up and release through your chest, back, abdomen, hips, and glutes. Take another deep breath in. And continue to release any remaining stress, tension, tightness through every muscle fiber down your legs. Into your feet. Release it out your toes. Continue to take those deep breaths in. Slowly let it go. Notice in your body if you're still feeling any place that's still really tense, tight, the place where you hold your stress. And as you breathe in, picture your breath going right to that space. And exhale it away. Bit by bit until it's gone. Together, let's take one last warm, energizing breath in. And exhale. Say namaste. Thank you, everyone. Come down closer to you again.
Thank you, Carrie. That was wonderful. I wasn't participating wholly, but I was doing the breathing. It felt very good. But I do invite any of the participants, if you have questions, you can just, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you can see a Q&A, and you should be able to ask a question. Can answer questions. Hope I'm doing this right. Okay, Jan Whipperman.
Oh, you're being called out, Jan.
She doesn't have a question, but she said, that was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for. Yeah, Lucy Peliquin, how long do you hold certain positions?
So that would just depend, Lucy, on your fitness level, where you're at. So as you're doing it, if you're doing it to the recording, if I'm not holding it long enough, just push pause and hold it longer. So there's really no time, and it will probably vary with each time you do it too. Some days you might feel like you want to hold it longer, or you can. Other days you might be more tired and you won't do it as long. So there's really no pat answer to that, but just kind of go to, tap into how your body is feeling with it, with each pose.
Okay, Dawn Aldrich says, thank you, Carrie. I believe
Thank you, Dawn.
Donna DeColibus has raised her hand.
I see it.
And she said, thanks for the awesome class.
Thank you, Donna.
Was, Carrie. Yeah.
Thanks.
Carrie, how often do you do a class? Like how often a normal week? 2-3 times a week, or can this be done every
Well, it depends. There's no pat answer to that. So it just depends on what else you're doing for exercise. If that's the only thing, then yeah, 2, 3, 5 times a week. It's always where this isn't really as aerobic or cardio. So I would definitely recommend adding some walking or some sort of cardio work into that also. But
okay. Kathy Wade, what time of day is best to do this?
Whenever you're going to do it.
It doesn't matter.
Really, there's really not a best time. So if it feels good to do it in the morning, start your day off with it, do it in the morning.
Yeah.
If it's more, if you do it more, especially the seated part, that part would be great in the evening before bed. So you can kind of tailor it to whatever works for you.
We have a question here, and this is a good one. What is the best neck strengthen? Because I have had a neck fusion and trying really hard to build this up due to other disc issues. It's a good question because I have heard of a lot of people that have disc issues and they want to find a way to stay limber.
Yep. I mean, I don't know who asked that one.
Lisa Montmini.
Lisa. I hesitate to answer that question because everyone's situation is different. So your physical therapist or doctor might be better at answering that. I don't want to step out of my scope. But if this felt okay to you, kind of, again, know your limits. If it's fused, obviously that part's probably not going to flex. So knowing your limits with that too. But yeah, I mean, all of this will work on, especially because as I talked about with the stretching and like even holding the plank, okay, keeping your head, your neck is part of your spine. So, but so often doing push-ups and things like that, people do this, right? We tend to hang the head. So any of the exercises where you're just simply paying attention to your posture is going to help strengthen those muscles.
I don't think we have any other questions while we're still on. I mean, I thank you, Carrie. It was really a good demonstration, and I can't wait to be able to watch it and do it at home.
You could also do this at work.
Well, you know,
So-
that's what Amy,
right,
we
when
could
someone
do-
asks,
Amy,
yeah.
that might be a nice lunch.
Absolutely.
I mean, because it doesn't
And you
take
can
that
use your
long.
desk for some of that. You don't want to use your chair, an office chair, actually for the, when we were doing the plank part, you could actually add rotation in it to hit the oblique muscles. And yeah, there's lots.
There you go.
And even do parts of it too. Remember, you don't have to do the whole thing. So, you know, if you have, you know, time at lunch and you just wanted to do part of it, or do parts of it throughout the day, so you get that movement throughout the day too. So it can be broken up also. So there's, we get into this sort of like box that exercise only looks like this, right? But really start thinking outside the box. You can break it up, and our bodies were made to move. So.
Right. And I don't know about the participants, but I do know sitting for me now, if I sit too long, I get so stiff. So
yes. Yeah, it's good. You know, if you can set a timer on your phone every 20 or 30 minutes, get up. And it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. Just get up and stretch your, especially if you're doing this all day, you know, stretch the wrists, stretch here, that stretch that we did, because everything's in front, right? So naturally, as we age, we tend to do that because the muscles in the back lengthen, these weaken and shorten, and we lose that posture. So just simply paying attention to your posture throughout the day is going to help strengthen it also. So posture, ears over shoulders, over hips, then if you're standing, over knees and ankles, and always thinking belly button toward the spine. And at first, if you're really weak in your core muscles, you might not feel, like, oh, can't tell if it's there or not, right? It's moving that direction. But the more you do it and practice it, I've had clients before that all of a sudden they're like, oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. Because your muscles have to get to a certain level of strength before you can really feel it contract, right? So just keep practicing it. Just think belly button toward the spine, ears over shoulders, you know, have just a little reminder to get up and move, and water, drink your water, you know, just simple little things like that can make a big difference, and can just kind of get your ball rolling too with moving into healthier habits.
So Carrie, just to close, today you mentioned to me that you do offer virtual classes, or you are going to?
So, well, a few things. Yes, I offer a virtual option for the yoga class that I teach actually here at Desktop on Mondays. A new session is actually starting this Monday. This won't make the video evergreen, but so you can, yes, contact me about that. And we've also got my business partner, Ashley, and I have some really great things coming up around self-care. So this can be all a part of your self-care. Yeah, so yeah, I offer all kinds of stuff. I mean, lip gloss, right?
It's a great product.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank you again. I would love to have you definitely come back and do another demonstration. We do these quarterly, but there's no reason why we can't add an extra session in here and there. And I did see Ashley today, and I would love at some point if we could get the two of you back. So I think we've got, Lisa did say to say thank you. so much. Yes.
I was just going to ask if people wanted to contact you, Carrie, what's the best way to reach you?
So they can go to my website, which is carriemichellecoaching.com. It's Carrie with a C and Michelle with one L.
Yeah, if you can email that to us when we
Yep.
send the link, Amy, we'll make sure
Perfect.
everyone
Okay.
gets that information. So
Great.
this was great. Thank you so much. And thank you
You're
to all the
welcome. Thanks for
participants
having me.
too.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.
All right. Good night.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.